A story is told of an East African tribe where a woman who hopes to conceive a child goes off to sit alone under a tree. She sits and listens until she can hear the song of the child that she hopes to conceive. Once she has heard it, she returns to her village and teaches it to the father so that they can sing it together as they make love, inviting the child to join them. After the child is conceived, the mother sings it to the baby in her womb. Then she teaches it to the old women and the midwives of the village, so that throughout the labor and at the moment of birth itself, the child is greeted with the song. After the birth, all the villagers learn the song and sing it to the child when it falls or gets hurt. The song becomes a part of the marriage ceremony when the child is grown, and at the end of life, loved ones gather around the deathbed and sing this song for the next passage of life. I've often thought that the song Mary heard, pondered, hummed, and sang throughout her life is the canticle proclaimed in today's window into the Incarnation, the Magnificat. It's an old, familiar tune from the Hebrew Scriptures, known by other women like Hannah, also favored by God's providence. With the melody stirring in her heart, Mary was compelled to seek out her closest woman kin, Elizabeth. When one is abundantly blessed, those blessings have to be shared. They are never for ourselves alone. So it's no surprise that Mary's greeting to Elizabeth set the little Baptist leaping and womb dancing. The themes of Mary's canticles are the same as those sounded by her son Jesus throughout his human sojourn. Mary's song was a joyful anthem, celebrating the lavish abundance of providence, energetically poured out with wild abandon. It's also about how God totally changes the order of things. The poor are put on top, the rich on the bottom. Outsiders are brought in, and insiders are put out. This reversal of the order of things is not mere caprice. It is brought about because of the compassion of a provident God. Jesus enacted his mother's song well. Everywhere he went, he changed the order of things. He broke the vicious cycles of poverty, bondage, fear, and death. He healed, transformed, empowered, and brought new life. He was the compassionate presence of God made visible. When we fall into the arms of God's providence, God's Spirit gets inside of us, stirs us up. We too find a renewed compassion and advocacy for the marginalized as our hearts are turned upside down and inside out. Advent calls us to search for the heart of our provident God, so that our hearts become the place where the laughter and tears of God and the laughter and tears of God's people have merged into a promised future of hope.